Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, who would win when Luke Skywalker vs. Apocalypse, the legend of the galaxy clashes with the immortal entity? Apocalypse, and Sabah Nur, the first ancient mutant of Marvel. Born in ancient Egypt, he believes in the philosophy of survival of the fittest. Through celestial technology and his mutant abilities, Apocalypse can alter his body structure, increase his size, regenerate almost endlessly, and manipulate energy on a devastating scale. He also possesses superior intellect and thousands of years of combat experience. Luke Skywalker is the hope of the Star Wars galaxy. Born of Anakin Skywalker's bloodline, he grew up as an ordinary farm boy before discovering his sensitivity to the Force. Trained by Obi-Wan, Kenobi, and Yoda, Luke developed into a powerful Jedi, capable of wielding the Force at a high level, such as telekinesis, mind manipulation, danger precognition, and enhanced physical strength. At his peak in Legends, he could move entire fleets, create large-scale energy shields, and battle ancient dark entities on equal footing. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Sabah Nur, an ancient name echoing from the dawn of civilization, is known to the modern world as Apocalypse. He is one of Earth's first mutants and among the most powerful. His belief is a cold and absolute philosophy. The strong must survive, the weak must be eliminated. To Apocalypse, compassion is stagnation, and evolution truly occurs only in the fire of conflict. Because of this belief, he constantly manipulates global events. At times, he pulls the strings behind wars. At other times, he directly pushes humanity to the brink of collapse. His goal is not merely to conquer the world, but to purge it. In Apocalypse's vision, only those strong enough to endure harsh trials deserve to move forward into the future. From his first appearance, he became one of the most terrifying enemies of the X-Men. His mark is deeply imprinted in history, from transforming Angel into the ruthless Archangel to shaping the fate of Nathan Summers into Cable. Every action is like a long-term move in the evolutionary game he has pursued for millennia. In the Krakoa era, the veil over his deeper schemes was gradually lifted. Apocalypse not only prepared mutant kind to confront Araco, but also acted alongside his wife and his original Horsemen. At this stage, he showed greater experience and insight, choosing Cypher as his successor with deliberate consideration. Though ruthless, Apocalypse does not act blindly. He is the embodiment of a grand vision where evolution is destiny, and every being must prove its worth before his merciless judgment. One of the core abilities that makes Apocalypse a symbol of destruction lies in his control over the molecular structure of his own body. He can rearrange each cell, amplify his strength, reinforce his form, and adapt to any circumstance. With this power, his body is no longer a fixed limitation, but a flexible battlefield, constantly evolving according to his will. However, in many confrontations with other mutants, he deliberately restrains himself. His goal is not simply victory, but testing them. He wants them strong enough to rescue the mutants trapped in a Menth, where his family once fought and waited. In his standard state, Apocalypse reaches planetary scale power. He once battled Icarus and forced him to retreat as a warning to anyone who dared oppose him. A young Thor was overwhelmed by him and nearly killed in a single attack. In a later encounter, Thor won thanks to the unique magic of Jarnbjorn. Apocalypse has also subdued the Hulk when Banner was not in control, then willingly released him as if to demonstrate his superiority. When facing the High Evolutionary, he fought on equal footing after displaying molecular manipulation and upgrading his armor. When enlarging his size and unleashing his full potential, he reached a galactic level, powerful enough to confront both a past Odinson Thor and Jane Foster Thor at the same time. Though eventually overpowered, that display still demonstrated the terrifying scale of his power. Even more frightening, when absorbing Earth's most powerful mutants, his strength was said to reach or surpass the Celestials, approaching a level beyond the universe itself. At that peak, Apocalypse is not merely an ancient mutant, but the embodiment of extreme evolution, where ambition and power merge into a force capable of shaking all realities. Apocalypse's speed at a basic level already reaches supersonic velocity, but in actual combat, his reflexes and striking tempo are even more terrifying. He once effortlessly caught Quicksilver while his opponent was moving at blinding speed, a feat that clearly demonstrates his capability. When Thor hurled Jarnbjorn with his full strength, Apocalypse still managed to intercept it in time and throw it back as a challenge. Fighting two thunder gods simultaneously further proves that his processing speed and adaptability reach a frightening peak. Apocalypse's durability also fluctuates with his power state, but even at a normal level, he rivals icons such as Thor or Hulk. In his clash with Loki, he was virtually unharmed by the attacks directed at him. Even a lightning-fast strike from Rogue at her peak was not enough to bring him down. An energy explosion from the High Evolutionary felt little more than a test for a body reinforced through molecular control. When reaching a greater scale of power, Apocalypse ascended to the galactic level. Although ultimately overwhelmed, he was still able to endure and retaliate. In particular, when clad in his celestial armor, his durability surged to the point that he initially showed no reaction to Jarnbjorn. Only after Thor enchanted the weapon was the axe able to pierce that formidable armor. At his highest potential threshold, Apocalypse's power and defensive capability are even said to approach a plane of existence beyond the universe. Not relying solely on personal strength, Apocalypse also built an empire of belief. He founded the Madri, a fanatical cult composed of both mutants and humans who revere him as a prophet of evolution. In their eyes, the doctrine of survival of the fittest is not merely a philosophy, but a sacred truth. Alongside that, Apocalypse commands the Infinites, genetically replicated soldiers enhanced with advanced grafting technology created by Mr. Sinister. This army is absolutely loyal, ready to charge into battle to eradicate anyone deemed weak or obstructive. With the Madri as his ideological foundation and the Infinites as his military spearhead, he launched a campaign to capture the unified quartet consisting of Sabretooth, Quicksilver, Polaris, and Emma Frost. According to his calculations, the harmonious DNA of these four mutants, when combined, would generate a superior energy source, allowing him to complete his ambition of conquering Earth and permanently imposing his ruthless law of survival. Yet, even a strategy prepared so meticulously could not avoid collapse. The alliance between the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants rose to stop him. In a twist of irony, Mr. Sinister inadvertently sabotaged the Nexus, weakening the entire plan. When the battle concluded, Apocalypse was defeated, and his dream of a world chained under the rule of the strong temporarily faded. But for an entity who believes evolution is unstoppable, that defeat was merely a pause before another storm begins to form. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us tremendously, and you are absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was born in 19 BBY, the son of Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker and Senator Padme Amidala. In that same moment, his twin sister Leia also let out her first cry. But the destiny of the two children was far from peaceful. Padme's death and Anakin's fall to the dark side of the Force shattered their family. To preserve the last hope of the Skywalker bloodline, the twins were hidden in separate places. Leia was sent to Alderaan and raised within the royal family. Luke lived quietly among the sands of Tatooine, under the care of his relatives. His youth passed beneath endless desert horizons and dreams of going beyond them. He longed for something greater, a meaning far beyond the silent life of a farm boy. That opportunity came when he met Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Jedi who had once trained his father. Under his guidance, Luke began to discover the power of the Force, flowing quietly through his veins. From a naive young man, Luke gradually matured into a steadfast and courageous Jedi. During the Galactic Civil War, he fought alongside Princess Leia Organa and General Han Solo, becoming a symbol of the Alliance to restore the Republic. He did not fight merely to overthrow the Empire, but to restore faith and rekindle hope in a galaxy consumed by darkness. Like Anakin before him, Luke Skywalker possessed a rare and astonishing connection to the Force, so powerful that it left many Jedi Masters in awe. Yet his path of learning was far from smooth. Luke was directly instructed by Obi-Wan Kenobi for only a few days before his master sacrificed himself. After that, he trained under Yoda for roughly a year before the Grand Master passed away due to old age. Kenobi's later guidance came only as a presence within the Force, infrequent but meaningful. As a result, much of Luke's knowledge did not come from formal teachings, but from self-study, reflection, and real combat experience. When he acquired Huluk's lightsaber, he did not merely wield it as a weapon, but dismantled it to study its internal structure. Through that curiosity, he began to realize that the Force could influence matter in a way similar to telekinesis. At first, he experimented with small objects such as a strand of noodle or a fork on a table. Those trembling movements marked the beginning of a far greater journey. By the time of the Battle of Hoth, Luke was able to summon his lightsaber back to his hand, though it required intense concentration and still carried limitations. Under Yoda's deeper training, that ability expanded dramatically. In meditation, he could lift multiple objects at once, sensing their vibrations as if they were extensions of himself. Luke Skywalker's power is fully expressed through every movement and every breath aligned with the Force. His physical abilities surpass ordinary limits. His body is resilient, his reflexes lightning fast, and his stamina remarkable, allowing him to endure the fiercest battles. Luke's senses are heightened to the point that he can detect the slightest change in the air, perceive the aura and intent of his opponents before they act. He is a seasoned swordsman with diverse and precise lightsaber techniques. From intense close-quarters duels to situations requiring accurate ranged combat, Luke consistently demonstrates composure and mastery. His hand-to-hand combat skills are equally refined, each strike clean and decisive. Yet, what truly sets him apart lies in the depth of his mind. Luke can glimpse future visions, perceive the unseen currents of destiny, and communicate through telepathy. He moves objects with thought, creates massive illusions capable of enveloping an entire planet, then disperses them like mist under morning sunlight. His understanding of the Force allows him to manipulate space and perform movements that transcend conventional limits. He can generate protective barriers, deflect and absorb incoming energy attacks, then release that energy back as blazing waves of power. Force lightning erupts like golden fire, carrying will and judgment. When wounded, Luke can heal himself within certain limits. He can also influence technology through ionization and control machinery using Mechu Daru. When Luke Skywalker's power reaches full maturity, he does not merely command the Force on a physical level. He can directly affect spiritual and astral forms, influencing the consciousness of others through subtle yet formidable mental domination. Complex techniques such as fold space were mastered by him within only a few days, not through luck, but through absolute focus and razor-sharp intuition. In a spiritual state, he can become invisible, separating himself from material limitations. Luke has even projected the essence of his Force presence into another dimension, creating psychic shockwaves that directly affect the mind and body of his opponent. Once fully proficient, he could perform this without exhaustion, even while another entity attempted to seal and control that very space. He also possesses the ability to completely conceal his presence, and he can manipulate matter at the subatomic level. The creation of a holocron demands near absolute precision in the smallest alterations of structural existence, and he accomplished it. Furthermore, he controls light through Force light, walking within the current of reality, harmonizing with cosmic energy in a state of silent yet vigilant battle meditation. Techniques such as power concealment, will-based stunning, Hasat Dur, mind-walking, and memory therapy demonstrate that Luke is not merely a warrior, but one who understands the nature of consciousness itself. He can heal psychological trauma, awaken forgotten memories, and soothe fractured souls. Luke Skywalker's power reaches its apex when he stands on equal footing with Darth Vader, the warrior who once spread terror across the galaxy. In their intense confrontations, Luke not only withstood but repelled devastating assaults with Force barriers as solid as invisible walls. At times, the energy he unleashed was described as radiant enough to outshine the Death Star itself, as though his light challenged the Empire's ultimate symbol of destruction. Luke defeated Brakis twice with ease, despite Brakis possessing the ability to manipulate stellar energy. The pinnacle of Luke's journey was his confrontation with Abeloth, an entity regarded as the embodiment of the dark side. Alongside Darth Krayt, he entered the world beyond shadows, where reality twisted into spirals of illusion and all concepts of space and time became fragile. Through resilience and unshakable conviction, he defeated that manifestation, affirming himself as one of the greatest Jedi ever to exist. On a desolate planet covered in burning and searing winds howling through ancient ruins, a tear in space suddenly opened. From two different universes, two destinies were drawn to the same point of convergence. Apocalypse was laying the first stones of his new empire in a land reminiscent of the deserts of Egypt and Tatooine. Luke Skywalker was pulled there as if by the will of the universe itself, a response meant to preserve a balance now under threat. Apocalypse quickly sensed Luke's presence and regarded him as one who dared challenge the order he believed in. His voice thundered across the scorched sky as he declared that Luke was nothing more than a grain of sand drifting within the current of his time. Luke felt the dense darkness through the Force. He attempted to speak, seeking a peaceful solution, but every effort proved futile. In Apocalypse's eyes, Jedi compassion was merely a sign of weakness. The battle erupted as Apocalypse transformed into a colossal form, clad in metallic armor and unleashing torrents of destructive energy. Luke ignited his lightsaber, his mind sinking deep into the Force to anticipate every movement. Apocalypse attacked with overwhelming strength, the ground shattering beneath each strike, energy blasts tearing through the sky. Luke moved with Jedi speed, guiding massive boulders in counterattack and delivering precise slashes. Yet, his opponent's body regenerated almost instantly. Apocalypse sought to subdue Luke through psychic pressure, but Luke erected a mental shield and countered with absolute focus. Though gravely wounded by the immense power before him, Luke healed himself and continued to stand firm. He drew upon the balanced aspect of the Force, not only fighting, but attempting to shake the iron conviction of survival of the fittest. Apocalypse did not waver. In the decisive moment, a sweeping wave of total energy consumed the battlefield, drowning everything in annihilating light. When the dust settled, Apocalypse still stood amid the silent wasteland. Luke lay among the ruins, a testament to the violent collision between two philosophies of existence. The battle concluded, and Apocalypse was the victor. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Follow me if you liked it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.